Yo, what's going on, everybody? Akeem here, and on today's Fix of Entertainment News, Hero-gasm on The Boys, Doctor Strange 2's dark ending might have destroyed, and a Stranger Things Vecna vs. Eleven poster I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy. Let's drop it. Now, the latest episode of The Boys contain a whole lot of sex, and I want to talk about it. Yeah, now slight spoilers ahead, so cover your ears and eyes if you aren't caught up yet. Okay, now based on the 6-issue comic book run of the same name, Hero-gasm sees Soldier Boy come face to face with Homelander in a butt-clenching fight that led to quite the enthralling climax, forever entwining the two in a furious feud. Now, double entendres aside, there's a few graphic scenes left out of the live-action series that were depicted in the pages of the comics. Now, the first being a sex scene between Homelander and Soldier Boy, wherein Homelander convinces Soldier Boy to sleep with him for a spot on the Seven. Now, Homelander obviously had no intentions of honoring his word and was merely taking advantage of Soldier Boy's naivete. Some fans of the comic might have been wondering if this particular scene would pop up in the series, but if you've been watching the show, you'd notice a stark difference between the characters as they've been represented in the pages of the comics. Now, for one, Soldier Boy is nowhere near his comic book counterpart, and at this point in the series, he barely knows much about the Seven aside from what he's seen on promotional billboards around the city. And for a clear-cut reason as to why this particular scene was left out of the Prime Video series creator Eric Kripke said to Entertainment Weekly, quote, "I love that scene and it's hilarious, but for a dozen reasons, all of which will be revealed when you see the season, it ultimately just didn't track. We talked about it. It conflicted with a lot of the other things we were trying to build with Soldier Boy, so unfortunately, that one had to go." Now, it definitely would have been out of place seeing that scene in the series and would have changed the power dynamic between the two heroes. Now, speaking of Hero-gasm and out of place scenes, there's also a scene from the comic with Black Noir and Huey that wasn't depicted on the show, possibly due to it conflicting with the episode's narrative direction. Now, the scene in the comic involved Black Noir's thumb and Huey's bum, which was pretty shocking if you remember that panel. But that's pretty much what The Boys is all about. It's meant to shock the audience, and it does a very good job of doing so. Now, as for that particular scene I'm referring to, I mean, who's to say if we'll still see it or not in the series now that Black Noir's gone AWOL? Now, one thing's for certain, The Boys Season 3 is just getting revved up, baby. Now, comment down below and let me know what you think. Now, in other alternate universe superhero news, Doctor Strange 2 could have ended a bit differently. Now, screenwriter Michael Waldron revealed during the film's audio commentary that Doctor Strange originally suffered a much darker fate at the end of the movie. Now, he said, quote, "Strange gets trapped in that incursion universe, and then Sinister Strange turns around and the third eye opens." And apparently that twist would have been announced with a Vincent Price iconic laugh. You know, the laugh that he does as if it's like some weird-ass Michael Jackson music video. Yeah, no joke, that was the darker ending. Glad it never happened, but honestly, who would have cared either way? And finally, Vecna vs. Eleven in the battle of the century in this new poster from Netflix. Now, we're getting 2 more episodes spanning 4 hours of mind-numbing horror in Volume 2 of Stranger Things' 4th season. Now, the key art sees Eleven casting the cutest menacing face at Vecna, who looks like one of those skinless people from Hellraiser who survive on sucking blood out of bodies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're a horror fan, you know what I'm talking about. Now, what won't suck, though, is Stranger Things 4 Part 2 when it drops July 1st. And that was your Fix of Entertainment News for today. I'm Akeem Lawanson, and thank you so much for watching. Now that you're caught up on today's news, please check out our previous episode and this behind the scenes of the movie Nope. Download the IGN app on all your devices, and for everything else, stick with IGN.